How much of a legal headache is this for Donald Trump, these latest developments?
It's a big legal headache, but politically potentially advantageous for Donald Trump. So to explain, the charges mounting against him on the classified documents case alone now look like a real slam dunk for the prosecutors. They've now added charges for somebody, a new name's entered the frame, Carlos de Oliveira, Trump's maintenance manager at Mar-a-Lago, for actually saying to an IT guy, hey, the boss wants us to get rid of some surveillance tapes. Can we do that? Which all sounds very damning. But because a new name has entered the frame and new charges against this individual, chances are the case will be delayed again and possibly again. Already a trial date's been set for May, when Trump could well be the Republican nominee, but perhaps this will push it back right into the presidential campaign season, in which case it's more likely to happen after the elections. So really, the elections are going to be a big referendum. The presidential election, that is, a big referendum on whether you believe Donald Trump is innocent or not, never mind the law.
Now, we've also got the charges in New York relating to Stormy Daniels. What about the big one, if you like, in terms of world opinion, charges possibly relating to January the 6th?
Yes, well, Trump's lawyers recently appeared in court, and everybody thought that was going to be the news coming out. In fact, we heard about these other indictments to do with classified document, but there's no question that another shoe is about to drop on January 6th. And it does, I mean, we have Trump's word himself that he is a target of special counsel Jack Smith's investigation, which means he's very, very likely to be charged. Charges are imminent, I'd say.
So next few days, we could get charges relating to January the 6th as well.
Yes, and don't forget as well the Georgia case, because barriers have been erected in Fulton County in Georgia, that's in Atlanta, where it looks like Trump is also going to be indicted for trying to alter the outcome of Georgia's votes. You know, if you remember, only about 12,000 votes separated Donald Trump from Joe Biden in Georgia in 2020, and he tried to lean on the man responsible for the election count to find him another 12,000 votes. So it looks like he's going to be charged with that as well. But Adam, the more charges there are, the more Trump supporters retrench into their camp and say it's all a witch hunt. And in fact, even the public is losing count of how many things he's guilty of. And therefore, it all gets denied under the blanket witch hunt complaint that Trump levies against everybody who's got a grievance against him. So it doesn't necessarily shed any more light on the truth when it comes to the conspiracy fevers raging in America at the moment. And here's the latest, by the way, there's a new one involving the president's son. What about the timing of this announcement about the new indictments against Donald Trump? Could it have anything to do with the fact that Hunter Biden, the son of the president's plea deal, just collapsed and they wanted to divert attention from that? You know, you just can't stop the conspiracies coming in America at the moment. It's that polarized.
If he were to be convicted, he would go to prison, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, increasingly, the charges are getting so severe for crimes and their cover-up, alleged crimes, I should say, that he could well go to prison. You know, he wouldn't go to prison over the Stormy Daniels hush money. That's a civil case. He can't go to prison over the sexual assault case brought by E. Jean Carroll. He just owes her money at the moment, though there's an appeal. But there are things, including taking classified documents and seeking to withhold and obstruct justice when subpoenaed to produce them, that it can result in a lot of jail time. And let's not forget that Donald Trump was always saying lock her up about Hillary Clinton allegedly concealing emails and classified documents. So what a tangled web. But
well, if he were to be locked up, would that disqualify him from being president or indeed running for election?
No, because the founding fathers of the US Constitution never dreamed that a candidate for president would be, would be in jail. So there's no specific clause about it. And knowing Trump, of course, it wouldn't deter him because I don't think he's going to be locked up before the next election anyway. If he wins, he will try to pardon himself. I'm absolutely convinced of that. That's never been done before, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. And if he loses, then yeah, maybe he'll be going to jail. But Trump has been warning of the political turmoil in America should that ever happen. He might even be pardoned by a future president. So. We haven't seen the last chapter of this. Trump is a long way from being behind bars, trust me.
It must be costing him an absolute fortune, though, in lawyers.
It must be. And he keeps losing lawyers as well. In fact, a lawyer who represented him in an earlier brouhaha has said that Trump doesn't have a leg to stand on with the classified documents case. So even former lawyers of his, are not too keen on representing him again. But he has deep pockets and he has a lot of friends and he has a lot of donors who are willing to contribute to his legal costs as well. Plus, there's always that sort of blurring of the line between what gets spent on what when it comes to campaigning. So he's not short of funds. Don't worry about that.
Okay, so just finally, two quick questions. As things stand, you follow these things very closely. Is he going to get the nomination? And what are his chances of becoming president?
Okay. Yes, he's going to get the nomination. I'd have to add the qualifier. If the vote were held today, he doesn't have to worry about anybody. His main challenger, Ron DeSantis, is dropping like a stone. So he is way ahead of the field. So yes, Donald Trump will be running for president under the Republican ticket next November. Will he win? Well, Donald Trump finds it very hard to get over 45% approval of the American electorate. He's running against somebody who is potentially as unpopular as him, Joe Biden. But then the economy is beginning to improve in America. Inflation is way down at 3%. Employment is very low. If that course continues, and I'd suggest it won't necessarily, then Joe Biden looks in a relatively strong position, but everybody thinks he's way too old. He has his own legal shenanigans with his son, Hunter Biden, and anything could happen. It's like that nail biter in 2020. People just don't know. It's too close to call.